From Arrowhead to Orchard Park, this is Tables and Tailgates, your weekly Chiefs and Bills podcast, predictions, league surprises, and more, all served with the energy of a tailgate. Grab a drink, fire up the grill, and let's talk football. Welcome back, everybody, to Tables and Tailgates, episode 14. We've made it 14 weeks. Jesus. Time flies by when you're having fun. Before we get started, we always want to give a huge shout out to all of our new subscribers and followers, and of course, all of the OGs who have been riding with us from the start. You guys could have been anywhere in the world right now, but guess what? You're here with us, and we appreciate you for that. The best way to support the show, hit that follow button, smash that like button, subscribe, share it with your crew, and ring that bell so you never miss when new content drops. New episodes drop every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts at. Guys, not so much of a victory Monday for both teams. Again, I've been trying to get both of us on the victory bandwagon. Buffalo leaves Pittsburgh with a W after hammering Aaron. KC loses to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Is it time to worry? All that and more on this episode of Tables and Tailgates. I kind of came in different today.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was going to come in with the glasses, so I went to get a drink right before the podcast when Jimmy was popping in. And I, slid my hand and snuck the glasses, and the wife's like, don't. And I was like, watch. Just do it. It's,
Yeah.
It is what it is. Look, here's my thing. It wasn't the best football. Buffalo destroyed Pittsburgh 26-7. But the first half was like the worst football I've seen in a long time, especially from Buffalo.
It was looking competitive, and then you guys literally broke Aaron Rodgers' nose, it looked like, and it all went downhill from there for the Steelers.
Yeah. We had it close, though. Look, Jimmy wasn't here last week, but we did have the score pretty close. You had it way closer than I did. I had it going 24-17 Buffalo. You had it 24-10 Buffalo. I don't know why we wrote Texans right there, but, whatever. Here we are.
Here we are.
I had it.
My prediction was 26-7 Buffalo. What was the
Oh,
score?
yeah. You did it.
It was 28-3 Buffalo, so you were really close.
Yeah.
It's not what it looks like, but all right, whatever.
Yeah.
You're stupid.
It is what it is. Fun game to watch after half for sure.
Not for Steelers fans, it wasn't.
That was a brutal. Well, the first half was just a good game.
It was a defensive game.
Yeah, and then it's like Buffalo made some adjustments, and the Steelers were like, "All right, guys, listen, let's tone it down a little bit, okay? Let's go out there and have fun." And then they didn't have fun.
I mean, Buffalo ran the same run play 26 times. Same run play 26 times.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So we'll jump into it. The trending up and down with that. That's a good segue into it. James Cook is actually number 2 leading rusher in the NFL right now, just behind old Indianapolis up there that has just ungodly amounts. That dude, just watching him, just watching that dude is fun. Just watching him get the ball. And James Cook is a smaller frame running back, more like looks like that wide receiver. But I mean, he had another great performance. I mean, totaled 144 yards on 32 carries, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. He also added 33 yards receiving for a total of 177 yards of offense. So huge shout out to James. I mean, I think they said Buffalo had like 170 some yards before contact on the run game, because Ray Davis was in there too. He did a nice job. with Cook, totaling 62 yards on 9 carries, averaging a whole 6.9, almost 7 yards a carry. I mean, Ray Davis came out there like, hey, if you can do it, I want to do it. I want to show you what I can do. So it was awesome. The Bills we ran for a total of 249 yards. That is the most any team has ever ran against the Steelers at that stadium since, what did they say? Since, I don't even remember who it was.
It was like since the
Who they said
60s,
had
wasn't it? It was something insane, right?
something ridiculous. But so hey, I love that the run game at least is working, right? And the crazy thing was the offensive line. Like, we had Ryan Vandermark and Alec Anderson, two left and right tackle. They were second string tackles playing.
Mm.
And Josh never got hit. He never took a sack. I mean, he stayed clean. He was just able to do whatever he wanted in there. So my game ball goes to those two men right there, Ryan Vandermark and Alec Anderson, because to be able to come in there, especially against the Steelers, and having Watt on the other side of there and keeping Josh clean, I have to give you
It's impressive.
huge. Because last week we gave up 8 to Houston. 8 sacks, 12 quarterback hurries. So huge thing. And the Steelers were credited with 1 quarterback hurry. That was it. So, but Ryan Vandermark, Alec Anderson kept TJ Watt a non-factor. That offensive line coach and stuff was just Aaron Cromer. Great work. Make sure these guys are prepared, and next man up mentality is very good. Let's throw it to the defensive side. The 2 great things that I've seen, greatness of players other than like Joey Bosa's strip sack. Christian Benford had a day. Before that, momentum shifting plays, you would say, when they hit where I see it was when Joey Bosa hit Rodgers, got that straight. I mean, just pummeled him, and then he picked it up and carried it. The very next play, he was out there. He intercepted Mason Rudolph. So as soon as that happened, Buffalo never lost the lead. I mean, they took command of it. Benford was shadowing DK Metcalf the whole time, and DK Metcalf couldn't do anything. I mean, 3 catches for 32 yards. Way to go, CB. I loved that's the defense that I want to see. And they're going to have to play that type of football and more against the Bengals if they even want a chance to win this. And last but not least, on the up and up, we'll talk about Shaq Thompson, linebacker Shaq Thompson. He was the leading tackler with 9 total stops. He was physical and effective all game. And what you guys said it a lot, and Jimmy, you said this as well. It's not good when your safeties are the leading tackles. You want those inside guys, those linebackers, or even your front 7, or at least your front 4 to do something, right? So great to be able to see Shaq Thompson come in there and take command of the game, and be able to have 9 total stops, and for most of this year, my concern has been on that tackling side on the defense. But we didn't see that against the Steelers. Texans, you kind of did see a little bit. It kind of like it rears its head. It's like Buffalo has a great game. Then they'll have a mediocre game. And then they'll just have a shit game. Well, these next 2 games are huge because we go to the Bengals. And then we have the Patriots coming off a bye week. So the Patriots have a bye week. So these 2 games are going to be huge. Buffalo is going to need to get some of that health back because it's going to get kind of scary. But wide receiver run blocking was great. Bobby Babbage and them. 3rd down offense was phenomenal. So was 3rd down defense, just holding the Steelers to 3-9 for 33%. Buffalo went for it on 2 4th downs. We converted both of them. So, 4th down conversions were looking good. And And I will say what actually sparked the flip in this whole game is when Josh Allen got hit, that when he slid, you clearly see he slides feet first, gives himself up. And that player didn't have to do that. They didn't call a late hit. But you could just tell like something changed. The attitude just like, and they even asked Sean McDermott that, and it's like something clicked. So Patrick Queen, I guess is your name. Don't do that shit. Don't hit him. And then just a few. I really got like 4 trending downs. That kind of like was trending down more for this game, and where Buffalo needs to kind of get the fixes for. First off, that first half. Like I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because it wasn't over. It overall wasn't good, but it wasn't bad, right? It was a good competitive game, but when you only have 1 reception for 5 yards to Khalil Shakir, like I don't know, man. It's like we moved the ball very well. But man, but when you only come away with 3 points and you keep shooting yourself in the foot, like why do you have to wait until halftime to make that adjustment? Why is it so hard to make that adjustment on the fly? I guess it's give them relax. Let's go. We're going to change up the game plan. How we do it. I don't know. I don't understand. I've never actually been on that side, so I couldn't tell you. I wish I had better news about this, but Matt Prater's staying. So just about 24 hours ago before us recording, Sean McDermott came out and said Tyler Bass had surgery, a season-ending surgery on his hip that he just couldn't get. He couldn't get 100%. So we're stuck with Matt Prater. And Matt Prater's missed extra point, like it would have given the Bills, it would have given us a 10-point lead. Like those are the things, like kind of like last week versus Texans. We need more of that. That's what I want to see is those field goals at those clutch moments, because 3 points is a lot, or even 1. I mean, especially in the NFL when you're playing by inches and seconds, and every point counts. Every single time your offense is on there, you need to score. Because these teams are not backing down; they're just getting better and better. The turnovers. We only had 2 turnovers, but you can't play good football and expect to win if you keep turning the ball over. A Josh Allen interception on the very first drive, and then James Cook fumbled it in the second quarter, hitting it off his own knee. Like, I get it. It luckily for this game, it didn't hurt us, and it didn't end up costing us the game. But I mean, it's so. Those things need to be corrected already at this late in the year. You got to play a lot better complementary football. And that doesn't go without saying that AJ Epinesa were up 3 points. The Buffalo, like we forced the Steelers into a very long third. I think it was like, I don't even remember, but it was on their own 17-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Third and I don't even remember. I think it was like 3rd and 15, whatever it was. After this, Epinesa walks up to DK Metcalf after he caught the ball or missed the ball, or I don't even remember if he caught it, but he punched it out of his hand. Like he walked around behind him and punched it out of his hand. Play was dead. It was a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, automatic first down. It gave them a first down at their 32-yard line. So those little stupid things, because you want to get chipped. Dude, the Steelers were chippy the whole time.
I'm surprised they didn't do with that, though. I've seen before that plays over, you have the ball, and some defender comes up and knocks it out of your hand just to be a dick. They'll call a delay of game penalty on the
Yeah.
offense or the defense or whoever hit the ball out just because all you're doing is just slowing down the motion of the game. And so I'm surprised that's what it was over unsportsmanlike. I mean, either one's it's a stupid thing to do, but that would
Yeah,
have probably changed it a little bit. I mean, that would have only
it
been
would
what, a
have.
5 yard penalty versus a automatic first down.
Yeah, unlike 15, and yeah, and that and on that, it's those are the things you can't do. But like Josh Allen and God, who's their guard? The Steelers, that old dude.
Oh, are you talking about the
Talking
guy
about
that?
getting kneed in his stomach. I can't even think of his name. Jesus, he's a
Yeah,
very, very famous.
he's been in the league a
Like he's a
long
real
time.
long, yeah. But it started getting chippy there. Like the Steelers are a very chippy, in your face.
Cam Hayward.
Cam Hayward, yeah.
Yep.
Cam Hayward said that he got kneed in the stomach by Josh.
Is that
the
what they
play
were
that
like
they
arguing about?
Yeah, and man, whatever.
I
And
will
he
say,
just
like, while Josh Allen's a good sized dude,
he talks
Cam
a lot of shit.
Hayward, Cam Hayward is a gooder sized dude. That dude is humongous.
He is.
He's what is he, like 6'8", like 340 pounds?
I mean, he's a
He is
massive
huge.
individual. Let me see if I can find the stats, even though
I
they
don't know.
lie on them stats. But see if I can find them. Yeah, keep talking. I'll keep looking them up. I'm curious now.
Yeah, no, but I those things need to stop. Those types of penalties
It's just middle school
going
football.
forward. Yeah, those kind of penalties going forward, you're going to lose football games.
6'5", 295.
Jesus.
Well, I thought he was way bigger than that.
I mean, yeah, who knows? He could be bigger
I mean,
than that.
that's an alright sized cat, but I'm just for some reason I don't know why I thought he was way bigger. I mean, 6'5", 205.
That's massive.
Yeah.
So, just a few injuries for the game. Joey Bosa had a hamstring injury in the second half. So we need to keep an eye on that. I don't see Joey Bosa going in the next week or two. Sean McDermott, especially this late in the season, are going to have to be very cautious with Bosa and why we brought him in here. I don't see him going this week, and potentially maybe they'll keep him back to see how he goes, but keep him back for the Patriots.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's probably the smart thing to do. You need him for the Patriots.
Connor McGovern, center Connor McGovern had a left elbow. It looked like that got snapped. Like it was just gruesome, but they wrapped it up. He came back, played. Look, see what that is. And safety Cole Bishop had his hip and thigh kind of nicked up a little bit. But he played through. We'll see how that goes. But again, the Joey Bosa thing is something to look at. Like, I'm not too worried about the Patriots as a lot of people are.
You're not?
Buffalo's playing. Look, who of the Patriots, like a really good team? Tell me a team that the Patriots have beat that are good.
The Bills.
The Bills, motherfucker.
Dude, you walked into that one. You walked into that one.
Pick someone else. Give me
but who in the AFC is really that great? Like, you can go down the list. I mean, the Broncos are arguably the second best team, and they win to overtime against the 3-8 Commanders. So it's not. I mean, they beat the Bucks. I mean, they beat. Let's see here. They beat the Panthers. Panthers have a winning record. I don't know. It's a weird. It's a weird thing.
I don't know. It's just a weird year. I don't see personally the Patriots. They're great. Don't get me wrong. They're good. They're a good football team. They're a good club right now. But I'm not as scared of them as I would be other teams. But
who would you be scared of?
Well, see, I think early on, I think they're figuring things out, which makes them pretty scary, honestly, because their first 3 games was Raiders, Dolphins, and Steelers, and they only beat the Dolphins.
Right.
And so I think they whatever they got going on and up
They
in
haven't lost since they
Boston.
lost to the Steelers.
Yeah, then they putting the hammer on people, and I mean some of the games are a little close. Like the Falcons, they won by 1. The Bucks, they won by 4. I mean, they're not like annihilating teams, but they're doing some
They
Chiefs football.
literally,
They're learning how to. They just find a way to win. It doesn't matter how pretty or ugly it is.
and I don't know if you
Yeah, I
watched
mean,
any of that game against the Giants. They
oh yeah, I watched some of it.
abused the Giants.
Well, yeah, but dude, the Giants have won
Those
every
hits
like
were,
really.
yeah, but those hits
The
were brutal.
Giants are,
Hey,
but the Giants are like one of the worst. Like it's like the Jets, the Giants and Jets and Dolphins are like the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So to say that they came out and just like I wouldn't say that game showed any depth of how good they are, but
Well, it was showing that they are killing people. But you guys, your team is a 1.5 point favorite, which is surprising. And I don't mean
wait,
that in like
against the Patriots or against the Bengals?
the Bills. No,
Because
the
I don't think
Bills
they'd have
are.
the.
Yeah, it does
Bills and
already.
Bengals.
Yeah,
No,
it's got to
Bills
be
and
the Bengals.
Patriots.
They have the line out for that already.
Motherfucker. I'm sitting here looking right at it.
That's
Hang on.
crazy. What kind of offshore shit are you looking at?
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Don't
all
worry
right,
about
all right.
Just place your bets and shut up. But no, it does have Buffalo though as a 1.5 point favorite. I guess it would kind of it'll change obviously based on how they do against the Bengals, but I don't see them exactly having
We'll be
a
okay.
rough time with the Bengals. However,
But you never know.
Joey
Joey
B.
B's back, so
Yes.
you don't know what he's
So
trying to do.
Yeah. Playing good. But final thoughts real fast. We'll jump into the Chiefs. Look, with Keon Coleman back and getting a tutty there against the Steelers, is he really back? Is he fully back? God, I hope so. I hope he did that soul searching we were talking about in the last episode, and the dude figures it out, because you're not going to get many more chances, especially Buffalo for sure. Any other NFL team, how you're showing out in Buffalo as a rookie, other teams aren't going to worry about you. You're going to have
Well,
to
the best thing
stumble
though is
around the
if
NFL for a while.
football doesn't work out for him, he could be a stand-up comedian and just talk and be normal because he is a hilarious individual.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just film him. He can just walk around and just act normal. And probably make good money doing that.
There you go, Keon. If you can't make it in Buffalo,
You heard it
make in
first.
comedy.
I'll be your agent.
All right. Kansas City,
let's go to
Dallas. Thanksgiving wasn't so thankful to the Chiefs.
That was some bullshit.
Tired of these holiday games, bro. I'm sick of them. And then we got to deal with this on Christmas too. Oh man. And it's another game with Tony Romo. Yeah, so that was fun to listen to. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Yeah, I should have wore it again.
Wore that today.
It was a close game. Cowboys came out on top 31-28, and the Cowboys are the hotter team right now. They have done something very few teams have done. They beat the previous Super Bowl teams back to back. So good on the Cowboys. All the kudos to them. They played better than the Chiefs this game, and it really showed. And they played from behind, and wasn't the best performance from the offense, the defense, to coaching. Another week that Andy Reid got outcoached. So where do we kind of begin in this game? I was pretty hopeful coming into this game that the Chiefs would figure out some offensive rhythm and figure out something from a defensive standpoint, and a team that really struggles to get turnovers to start the game off with a turnover and convert that for a touchdown. It was looking like maybe the script had flipped. The Chiefs had put up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and then did seemingly nothing until they had to. which was absolutely frustrating to watch. There are a number of decisions that I don't understand from a coaching perspective. I think, first off, I think it should be a cardinal sin to go for it on fourth down, convert. So 4th and 1, the Chiefs went for it. They picked it up with Kareem Hunt. They get into another situation where it's 4th and 4, and they decide to punt. Why? Make that make sense to me. Quite a few other issues came up. Obviously, we've got to talk about some more discipline issues. The Chiefs were flagged 10 times for 119 yards. Some of the calls, I know, like as Chiefs fans, we can't really complain about the officiating. I get it. I'm sick of the narrative, but some of it was bullshit. There was a lot of hand fighting that the Cowboys wide receivers were doing. I watched a Cowboys fan's highlight of CeeDee Lamb, and I got to say, a lot of pushing off on his part. Now, some of that is Trent McDuffie did not have his best game, and it's a little it's a little surprising considering he's our best defensive back, but also this is a contract year for him, and on a game where we needed him to cover CeeDee Lamb and do a great job, he kind of fell short a little bit. So I really just don't know where to go from here for the Chiefs. The offensive game plan was stale. The defense in situations where they had opportunities to get off the field gave up 3rd and forevers over and over again. I don't even know where to begin. I know I've talked a little bit about this before. The game plan coming into the season didn't make sense. We have a draft class is not contributing at all now, which you can't win with that formula. You've got a defensive line that can't get pressure, so that's not great. You're put in situations where you have to bring a blitz package, and it's obvious. It's so obvious, in fact, that you can draw up what the offense is going to do. They're going to throw it to where the blitz is coming from every time. And how many times have we seen other teams convert on 3rd and 4th downs in pivotal moments because of that? Not only that, the defense can't stop them in big moments. They can't stop them. The Chiefs, when they are in those big moments, have penalties that count against them. It's a lot of the same self-inflicted injuries, and it is frustrating because if you look through the Chiefs season, the Chiefs are lucky to be 6-6 right now. And this game was every part of how the season has gone for the Chiefs, where you have the biggest moments and they fail to come through. Everything that the Chiefs had last season has just evaporated. And even last season was on razor's edge. But this season has been a disaster, to say the least. So it's been an absolute mess. Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
I don't know how to say it without sounding extremely suicidal because this season's fucking killing me. But yeah, I pretty much what you said is nailed it. I mean, we get in these moments where they have to perform, and then they just are like, "Hey, we still got 6 minutes left in this game. We'll come back to it." Or it's like they don't give a shit, and it's so weird because like in a way it was like that last year too. And
Mhm.
then we get down to those moments and we just find a way to win. And so everyone's
Right.
like, it gets kind of annoying hearing the announcers now. Like they'll sit there and be like, "Well, here's a guy. Mahomes is coming out of the field. He's got 6 minutes. That's too much time to give Mahomes." And then they go fucking 3 and out, and you're just like, "Wow, man, he's because they
Yep.
can't all be him. Everyone's got to do their shit." But yeah, I just don't get what's exactly happening. Like nothing. It's like every team's completely figured us out, and it's like we have great players on both sides of the
Right.
of the field, and they just get neutralized every single, like, it's fucking killing me.
It is. It's
It's
frustrating
almost like the
because
games aren't even like good games. It's just like not, and it's maybe it's because me and you are really big Chiefs fans, but like it's like at least like make it a good, like let me finish a game even if we lose and be like, you know what though, it's a good fucking game.
Yeah.
Like that was they had to crawl off the field, both teams. Like give me one of those. If we lose to that, whatever. That's football. That's life. But
it,
these games where it's like,
these,
how the fuck do we just lose that?
yeah,
I
it's
don't get it.
frustrating because it does feel like there is a lack of effort at times from the players on both sides of the ball. And I don't know if that's a leadership thing, if it's a coaching thing. I can tell you right now on the defense, we're missing someone who can really fire up the defense. If you had to point to the leader on the defense right now, you might say it's Trent McDuffie, but you don't really see him yelling. He's a pretty
He
quiet
seems
guy.
like a quiet, yeah.
You've
He
got
seems
Chris
very
Jones,
quiet.
but Chris Jones is I saw in the press conference after the game, the man is tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Well, so and
getting older.
I think if you like look back at like seasons past, like just little things of like Justin Reed, vocal,
Mm-hmm.
positive vocal, constructive vocal. You had Willie Gay, your hype
Yes.
man. You had all this
Yes.
shit. Now it's like you have a lot of guys like, and I like Chris Jones, and I don't mean to like the chances of him ever seeing this don't come fucking kill me, because I stood next to him at training camp, and I'm not a small person. He made me look pretty fucking small, and he's more of like a point fingers and like you fucked up. It's not like, hey,
Yeah.
we are fucking up.
Right,
It's
right,
I think
right.
he's more of like a bean stepdad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we need guys that are like, hey, like this is what happened. Fuck that. Clear it out of your head. Go like Ted Lasso. Be a goldfish. Next
Right.
play, wipe that shit clean and let's fucking kill.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people that don't do that. It's a lot of like, we've seen it with oh shit, what's that linebacker's name? Tranquil. Him and
Yeah.
him
Tranquil.
and him and
Chris
Chris
Jones
Jones
got
like
into
getting
it
into
earlier
it,
this season.
and it's like that's got to be. I don't think that there's like, it's like they aren't having like the constructive criticism and brotherhood of being a team. It's just like you you fucked up, and it's not like,
Right.
they're individualizing it when it's a team thing. I
Right.
think. Now maybe I'm way the fuck wrong, but
No,
from what
I
I
I
see,
think there's definitely something to that. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So in Missouri, for the latest news, sports betting is now legal. So with
Yep.
that, there's been a lot of celebrities and former Chiefs that have come to Kansas City. Dave Portnoy's in town. He's reviewing pizza around the town. So if you run into Dave, he's somewhere around here right now. You've got Kay Adams came into town recently and did an interview with old Chiefs friend and somewhat Kansas Cityan, the Honey Badger. Uh, and I see his face and I immediately lose his name as soon as I said Honey.
Tyrann
Tyron
Matthew.
Matthew. Yeah,
Tyrann Matthew.
yep, Tyron Matthew. And she asked him while they were in Arrowhead, would you be willing to come back to the Chiefs? And he said he wouldn't say no to that. And while I think his play won't be obviously what it was, I would honestly sign him up in a heartbeat because we lack a voice in the locker
Yes.
room for the defense right now. And
And he
even if
was,
his whole job is just to sit on the sideline and rally the fucking troops, then I'm all for it. Pay that man.
yes,
If that
yes.
means that your favorite defensive player, Shamari Connor, is not on the field anymore, then I had to bring him up because
That
you mentioned
motherfucker
him.
covers receivers like me.
Yeah. I
Terrible.
want to talk a little bit about that because you mentioned him a little bit before we got to the podcast, and I want you to go over his stats. And I want to bring light to this because I think you've got a great point, and I think that sometimes we've seen it all season. This coaching staff has just not been up to what they have been historically. And I want you to talk a little about Shamari Connor because I have some ideas and thoughts here that I want to bring up as well. So you were saying that Shamari Connor has been like Darrelle Revis out there. Is that right? Or
No. Maybe his last season. Maybe last season, Revis. But let me see if I can find where I found that again.
Okay.
But to give you a general idea, it was essentially he has been a receiver he's covering has been targeted 45 times. He allowed 40 receptions for like 561 yards, which is pretty much means if you throw to him, you have I think it was an 89% chance of them catching it. He's committed 4, I think it was, penalties. He's batted down, I think, 2. And when quarterbacks throw at whoever he's guarding, their passer rating for that throw is on average 140.1.
God, near perfect.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. Absolutely insane. I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like going into these games, if we just take out, and I've had discussions with you guys about the scheme, and gosh, this is all just going to lead me down a hole here because I want to talk one thing about scheme, but I digress for now. The Chiefs, from a personnel perspective, are not being put in the best position to win. Remember earlier this season, I talked a little bit about Noah Williams, and he was the #1 rated cornerback on Pro Football Focus. Where's the man? Does he live? Does he have an injury? I don't ever see him on the injury report. They never put him out there in the field. They said they're putting out Connor. We talked a little bit in the season about Tyquan Thornton and how well he's played. Well, since Rashee Rice has been back in the lineup, Tyquan Thornton's nowhere to be seen. And Rashee Rice is a phenomenal player. He's the #1 wide receiver for sure. But that doesn't mean that Tyquan Thornton should just be removed from the lineup altogether when I think he's arguably the 3rd or 4th best wide receiver on the team. And honestly, the way Xavier Worthy's being played or has been playing, I would even put him as the 2nd best wide receiver on the team. And he's just not being used. So Ashton Gelati, our draft pick from 2025, not being used on the team either. So I just don't understand what the Chiefs are doing out there from a personnel perspective. They're really just not putting us in the right situation to make the games more competitive when they are. Because I feel like if they just made a few changes in that regard and gave these new players a chance, then the Chiefs would be set up to potentially win these closer games. Now, from a scheme perspective, I want us all to be on the same page here because not just Chiefs, not Bills, the whole entire NFL. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. I don't understand what the coaches are thinking when they're trying to run out a shotgun on obvious short yardage situations. Have we seen that work at all? Why are teams doing this? I don't understand. 4th and 1 and you're running out of shotgun? What are we doing?
Well, especially when if it's a shotgun formation and it's a run play, which is typically what it's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And it's like, why even do that? Like there's 0 point. Because now instead of snapping the ball, turning, and he's right here, the ball has to get to you. And then you turn like, oh, here you go. And then you're just wasting time. And defenses know exactly.
4th and 6.
Yeah, and defenses know, like, more than likely,
it's
statistically
obvious.
speaking, it's right up the middle. Is where you're probably going to run. And
right.
So, it's. I don't know.
It's like they want you to think it's a play action.
Yeah.
We're going to do a play action pass.
Yeah.
4th and 1,
if that's
when
the
you're in
case,
shotgun, it's already a 4th and 6, 4th and 7 by the time the running back gets the ball.
Right.
Yeah. That just makes no sense.
Absolutely. It's insane to me. Listen, I'll wrap this up because I feel like I've gone on a little bit too long. The Chiefs they didn't need to win this game, but it would have been really nice. And so now the Chiefs backs up against the wall. And this is a game where the biggest players failed in the biggest moments. Could Mahomes have played better? Sure, but honestly, he still had a pretty good game. Rashee Rice dropped a pivotal 3rd down pass. There was penalties on surprise, surprise. I won't even talk about the offensive line. I just too many issues and critical moments. Andy Reid loves to say it comes down to one or two plays, but honestly, I can think of like 5 or 6 that there were mistakes on, and the game was still close. So on to Texas, on to the Houston Texans. This game is frustrating, but now the Chiefs are in do or die mode.
They have to be.
I think they're going to have to. They're going to switch back and play some 2019 football, or they're going to play like when they played the Buccaneers with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and just Mahomes is going to be running for his fucking life.
Yeah,
And it's going to be ugly. But
honestly, obviously the one big injury. I meant to say this. The one big injury before we wrap this up. Joshua Williams broken /
Simmons.
dislocated. Simmons, yeah. Did I say Williams? I meant to say
You
Simmons.
said Williams.
Yeah, my bad. He's probably done for the year. And by the way, what a weird year for our first round draft pick for him to play and then just go away for mysterious reasons, come back, and then you have this injury. I don't know. I think he's the left tackle for the future. I think he has a very promising career ahead of him, but this is just such a head scratcher every year. But I can't imagine him back in any capacity this year. So we're on to the backups, and it couldn't have come at a worse moment because, on to 2026 potentially. Texans at Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. It really feels like this is a nationwide eulogy for the Chiefs dynasty. As, like I mentioned, we've lost our left tackle. The rest of our offensive line is banged up, and we have one of the best defensive lines in recent memory coming to town. So this is a rough one for Kansas City.
Yeah, Taylor has 11 sacks. I mean, Texans, their edge rushers are nasty. I think combined they have like 22 sacks. They're lethal. And if you don't keep Patrick safe and that pocket collapse, it's going to be a very, very, very long. I mean, you guys seen what he did to Josh Allen. Had Josh Allen on the ground wincing. Because of his elbow, and it's.
I think a career high 8 sacks, right, on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
For Josh Allen, he's never been sacked so many times in a game, and that's with an all right offensive line. So
yeah,
I'm a little bit nervous for my boy.
Yeah,
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah,
and they're good at setting the edge too. And keeping contained.
Oh, you mean our run game will work? Dang it.
Or Nico Ryans has a phenomenal way he runs that defense. And he was he was a linebacker in the NFL. So, I mean, he's very defensive minded, like some of the other coaches, but that's scary.
It's a tough one. It's a great matchup. I can't even say that with a straight face. Jalen Moore will be our starting left tackle coming into the game. I think Jawan Taylor is going to be somewhat healthy. Our guard, all-pro guard, will be back, I think, for this game. So it really will come down to how well the Chiefs can protect Patrick Mahomes and if they can force CJ Stroud to make mistakes on the defense and for the defense. And I think this is going to have to be a game that Andy Reid is willing to stay aggressive. They've had great success in converting fourth downs, and the last thing I want to see is like they did against the Cowboys, where you convert a first down on a 4th and short, and then the next you punt it. So I think this is one you just have to keep the pedal to the floor if you want it to stand a chance. I think the last I looked, the Chiefs are favored. I don't really understand that at all, given
Just Arrowhead magic that isn't working that
Yeah.
well this year.
Well, the Chiefs have played well at home this year, so that's going to really have to play into it. But this is it. This is do or die time. If the Chiefs lose, they're all but mathematically eliminated. And let's be honest, they are. They would. You just have too many tiebreaker losses to teams that are in the wild card arena right now. The good news for the Chiefs is that the Colts are starting to fall apart, and you have the tiebreaker over them. So that could come up in the wild card race. Right now, the Chiefs, as a Chiefs fan, you got to root for the Jags. So to take that division, so but all of that doesn't matter if the Chiefs lose this game to the Texans.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I won't digress and go.
Kansas City's 5-1 at home.
Yes.
And the Texans are 3-3 away. And you're going into no matter how bad Kansas City's record may be or how close they are to maybe not making the playoffs, I promise you that atmosphere inside Arrowhead is going to be electric. It always is. It's ridiculously loud, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, you even seen it when you guys your last home game. I mean, against the Colts, it stayed loud. So I can see it, but man, it's going to be a tough one.
It is. I
think this will be the last one. Once we get to predictions, I'm optimistic in my prediction, but this will be if they drop this one, I will not be. In my head, it's still like week 5. At least I really want it to be. I don't want the season to even get close to being over, and because I hate when there's not football on. And but I think if this one doesn't, ignite something underneath them to play better ball, nothing's going to. I mean, they know this is a must win. If they want to go to the dance, this is a must win. Every game's a must win from here on out. And if they come out flat at any moment, they got to be checked out or something. So I don't know. This will be my.
I agree. No, I was going to say, no, I agree with the checked out. I mean, one thing I don't think we ever talk about enough, and it's just how much extra football the Kansas City Chiefs have played over the last 2 years. I mean, they
played like a whole extra season.
Yeah, the earliest exit in Patrick Mahomes' career is overtime in an AFC Championship game. That has to wear on you after years of this. And the expectations are always Super Bowl or bust. Andy Reid was asked about, if he thinks they can win. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but he was asked about if they think they can win out. And he said yes. But he said the most interesting thing I've ever heard a head coach say. He said, if you're coming to me, we're going to go after you every game. And that's how we roll. We're going to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game. But that's the attitude we're coming in with. And then you let the chips fall where they may. This man threatened to tickle your tonsils. If somebody says that they're going to tickle my tonsils at the bar, we're fighting.
That's dirty, Big Ray. He's fighting dirty now. I like it.
I thought you were reading something from maybe the Dallas owner there. I don't.
No. Though the Dallas owner does have something. Oh gosh, he has a quote where he talks about all smiles and glory holes or something like that. Man, yeah, that man is he's something else. But this is it. This is do or die. I will say, part of me hopes the Chiefs get absolutely annihilated because I want them to take a long, hard look in the mirror and really evaluate where they're at this season. I feel like so much of the NFL has really reinvented themselves and has developed their teams in ways that have made them competitive. And I feel like the Chiefs' MO for the past 5 or so years is let's get the band back together. Let's make another run. Let's get all the boys and let's see. Hey, you played for the Chiefs once 4 years ago. Come on back, but I don't care if you don't play like well. It's it.
No.
I,
We'll
I
get you a
think
ring.
they need to look. Yeah, I think they need to look at themselves in the mirror, reevaluate the personnel, and make some hard decisions. I think we've seen that the contracts that they paid out over the offseason and the draft acquisitions quite haven't worked out. Now, obviously, it's still early on this draft class, but as I mentioned earlier, most of them are not playing. Joshua Simmons is out. Ashton Gelati's not getting enough snaps. Noel Williams isn't getting enough snaps. We need to reevaluate our talent and we need to reevaluate our coaching staff. And I think that starts when you're booted and not even making it to the playoffs. So I'm concerned that if the Chiefs do make the playoffs, that they're just going to run it back again, and we're just kind of stuck in the same cycle where our leading sack leader is George Karlaftis, and he's got 5 sacks, and that just cannot be. That just cannot be the thing. It just can't. It just can't. It's not sustainable. So, part of me hopes that happens. I just am sick of these close games, but obviously, like I want the Chiefs to win. I want them to make it to the dance. I care the most about Patrick Mahomes' reputation and legacy, and I want him to do great things. And he's already done that, but I want him to keep with that momentum. So I guess let's just get to predictions, right? Let's just get going here. Jimmy,
Dave,
what are your thoughts? You said you're optimistic. I want the optimistic guy to go first.
All right, I hope. Let's start with that.
Okay.
I hope
like
that
it.
they exit that locker room to step on the field and they do the Luke Kuechly. They could all be nice and shake hands and be like, "Oh, hey man, how's the wife? Yeah, it's good." And they step on that field and they flip a switch, and they all become fucking psychopaths. And I think if they can do that, which they can, we've seen them do it in the last few minutes of games throughout the years. I have them optimistically. I have the Chiefs 28, Houston 10. And that is if everything goes good.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I will say Arrowhead has a history of taking players that are like studs at their position and we make them pretty fucking mediocre. Even if their team still
Yeah.
wins, sometimes we will take Derrick Henry at his prime and let him rush for 23 rushes for 52 yards. And everyone's like,
Right.
the fuck just happened? And then we'll still lose, let's say, but we'll make these great players like not look that fucking great. And so I'm hoping that maybe Jawan Taylor reproposes to his girlfriend and he has a stellar night and no penalties. And I think if they just all come together and they're like, Patrick has that little tunnel talk with them and hypes them the fuck up, and they keep that energy. Arrowhead will bring it. You just got to go with it. And I think if they could do that and they know this is a must win, this is do or die time, I have them 28-10 Chiefs.
I like it. I like it. Listen, every part of me thinks that this is a game that's just set up perfectly for Houston. They've got the D line. They have competent offensive game plans. CJ Stroud is, he's got a great crew around him, and it's hard for me to kind of think of what sort of weaknesses they have. But that being said, I have not seen a postseason without Patrick Mahomes. I have not. I can't bet against Pat in these sort of moments, and I realize I realize that's a contradiction to what I said against them a few weeks ago against the Colts. I just feel like this is it. This is go time. There is no tomorrow. I've got the Chiefs winning a very close game. I think it's Chiefs 21, Houston 17.
Okay. Not bad. Look, I've been on the Chiefs wagon this whole time. I don't think I've bet against Chiefs losing. For 14 weeks. I don't think I have, other than when you played Buffalo. I think that's the only week you got where I
I
didn't
think
score it.
I was
Kansas
saying, I
City
think you
winning.
had the Colts winning a couple weeks back.
No, go look at it. You can look at it in the show notes right here. Just pull up
Changing
the
it.
show notes on the left. Yeah, changing it.
The top is going to say edited 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, dude, it says
Yeah.
Tom. Colts 27, Chiefs 17. I got your ass.
All right, 2 times. 2 times.
All right.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did. You did. Episode 12.
Well, there you go. So I have bet against them a few times. I thought Buffalo was the only time I bet against them.
No.
Look, I don't think D'Amico Ryans and that Houston team is something to play. The way unless Kansas City's offense, just their offensive line just magically has the best game of their fucking lives, it's going to be a very long game and not going to look good. But you're going into Kansas City. I don't see this thing getting blown out. I don't even see it either way getting blown out. I have it Houston 24, Kansas City 17. Now again, if this offensive line comes out and just stays firing, hell yeah, there you go. I mean, you could definitely see that flip, but I have Houston 24, Kansas City 17.
Okay.
And just because I want to see a playoffs without the Kansas City Chiefs one time and Patrick Mahomes. Nothing against you guys. You put them in, they're almost pretty much a guaranteed shoe into the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
They've been in it too many times. It's something you don't want to see. Bengals travel to Highmark Stadium for what will be the last time Joe Burrow and his Bengals will be traveling to Highmark and not the new Highmark Stadium next year. Sunday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time kickoff. Look, some key matchups to look at. The real big thing to start with is Buffalo's secondary against this Bengals passing game. With Joe Burrow coming back and these guys that they have on the outside, I mean, it is ridiculous what Joe Burrow led him to a 2-0 start, had that toe injury, and now all of a sudden he comes back on Thanksgiving night and blew out the Ravens. And it is 32-14. Although the Bengals defense kind of has pretty much, for the most part, been historically horrible, you got to think they're only 2 games behind Baltimore and Pittsburgh in the race for the AFC North title. Buffalo just beat Pittsburgh. Buffalo has shown how you can get to Aaron Rodgers and get him off his point quickly. So when you can get him off his mark and force him to have to throw in tight coverage, because he wants to get the ball out fast. And once you get them behind the sticks where they have to throw deeper, then that's where you get it from. So that's huge. We have to look at that, because I'm telling you, Joe Burrow and those guys are going to be coming out firing. And it's going to be ridiculous if they can get thrown. So Buffalo secondary, Buffalo's got the number 1 passing defense in the NFL. I think they've only averaged 200. I don't have the actual stats, but ranks number 1 in the league in passing yards allowed at 163.8. Granted, this does come with a pretty big caveat. Teams have only thrown 52% of the time of their plays, which is basically the fourth lowest in the NFL because they can run. But you got to flip the script because the Bengals don't have a run game, but Jamar Chase and those guys that they got out there on the wide receiver, it's going to be a huge game, and Buffalo's got to shut that down quick. Another key matchup: James Cook in the run. The Bengals are historic; they've been historically terrible against the run, especially this year. I think basically, I was kind of looking at it just a little bit ago. If I can find it real quick. But the Bills, we dominated the Steelers, had possession of the ball for 42 minutes for the running game, 249 yards on 51 attempts, and a career high of 32 of those were by James Cook alone. So, so the Bengals are one of the worst by week 11, going into week 11, the worst run defense in the NFL. They've been torched for over 47 points, over 576 yards by the Bears. They've had 8 straight games where they've allowed over 27 points. And then they had the next 2 games after the bye since he gave up 34 points. And I'm reading this one off Democrat Chronicle. 34 points to the Steelers and 26 to the Patriots and lost both. They still rank 31st against the run. Buffalo does. So, the Bengals forced 5 turnovers in Baltimore. They still rank 31st against the run. And, let's see what Buffalo does here. I think this is going to be a James Cook controlling the clock. Has to be a huge thing. Josh Allen needs to keep Joe Burrow in that passing game on the bench. Buffalo needs to control the clock, have good ball control. We can't be giving up turnovers. We can't be getting behind the sticks, and we definitely cannot have these stupid penalties where AJ Epinesa wants to get a little chippy and wants to punch a ball out of somebody's hands. Or control your emotions. You're professionals. I get it. These guys are very, very, like, a lot of these players are just so incredibly talented at what they do. But by God, when they get a little bit like somebody starts to make fun of their profession just a little bit, or, oh, you're kind of slack and you're getting old, this and that. I mean, it's a different game to watch. You can't soak into that. So those are the key thing. Those are the top 5 things that you need to look for, guys, going into this game. Bills secondary gets that Bengals passing game. We have to be able to shut it down very quickly. James Cook in the runs got to get going. We got to keep James Cook in the kitchen heated up and ready to go. Just keep controlling that clock and eating up as much time as we did with the Steelers with 42 minutes. I mean, that's huge. 42 minutes of 60 minutes is monstrous how long you're keeping that football.
Yeah.
And so can't shoot ourselves foot. Buffalo has to come out. I seriously been saying this for like 3 weeks. I want to see Buffalo come out and play all 4 quarters like they keep playing the second half of games. That would be fun. That would be like, dude, that's the best team. That's the best, most complete team in the NFL. They're like the Rams right now. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Real fast, I'll go over the injury report real quick of what's going on. Just a few injuries. Dalton Kincaid should be back. Had a hamstring injury. He is looking good. He's been out last 3 games. He's not on IR. So look for Dalton Kincaid to be back. Deion Dawkins should clear concussion protocol, so we should have our 4-time Pro Bowl Deion Dawkins left tackle back. That'll be huge. Spencer Brown and his shoulder injury. He was evaluated after driving his right shoulder in the 3rd quarter and was cleared to return in that Week 13 game. Week 12. He was in a sling. They did say Brown was spotted with his arm in a sling in the locker room after the game. Bills head coach Sean McDermott said, I don't know if November 21st that Brown potentially could go on IR. He has not yet. I don't think he's gone on IR yet. Still potential. We'll see how it goes. Terrell Bernard, TB, right forearm and elbow. He did not play week 13. I believe he suffered a dislocated elbow. And will probably be more than likely week to week, so we probably will not see him back. Josh Palmer had an ankle injury, which kept him sidelined. He re-aggravated this injury. I don't know what it is with Buffalo, but I have a feeling like these Buffalo trainers and conditioning coaches, I don't know what that problem is, but we're seeing too many of these soft tissue and some of these other injuries that you just normally don't see people re-aggravate that fast. So hopefully he's good. Joey Bosa, again, talked about this a little bit in the beginning with his hamstring injury. I'm pretty certain he's probably not going to go, and they're going to keep him sidelined until the Patriots game. McCole Hardman as well was injured with a calf. He was placed on IR November 20th, so he'll be able to come back during the Patriots, not this week. And then, of course, we don't need to go any further with that. So it'd be good to see how McCole Hardman's doing this week, see if he's getting a little better. But Matt Milano and Christian Benford and those guys are looking good out there. A lot of our rookies are looking really good as well. So huge thing. Look, Buffalo's going to win this if we could keep Josh Allen clean, like always, which should be a pretty standard day, and get James running like he did last week. I've said it plenty of times, controlling the clock and possessions, get off the field on third downs, get our offense the ball back. And definitely turnovers and penalties have to be non-existent, nearly non-existent. If we get behind the sticks and start having a hard game where we're giving the Bengals more shots downfield, they'll flip it so quick that our defense will get tired before the second half. So Buffalo will lose this. If the offense, again, continues to keep turning the ball over, we turned it over 2 times last week, and the run game just becomes non-existent. And then, again, if we can't keep the Bengals from throwing the ball and getting off the field on third down, it's going to be a very long day for Buffalo. So I don't know what the weather's like. There was a chance for some lake effect snow going into Buffalo, which is always stupid fun to see because then it isn't a throwing game. It's more of a running game. So that may be fun. That may help out Buffalo. We'll see. But again, also penalties on both sides are huge. We've got to make sure we cut down the penalties. You can't have these little stupid odds and end penalties and hurting yourself. So I'm really feeling this one. I have it 27-23 Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to get it done. And I am hoping we really have to stay healthy through this game. That is the biggest takeaway, is to stay healthy through this game, get through 4 quarters, stay very healthy. We can't have any more injuries because we got the Patriots. And it's, after the Patriots, I think we have the Jets and then the Dolphins or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll pull it up real quick. We have the Bengals, the Patriots, the Browns, then we play the Eagles, and then we play the Jets. So Bengals at home, travel to Foxborough, travel to Doo-Doo Browns. Eagles are here at home, and then the Jets are here.
Better watch out for Myles Garrett. I think he's leading the NFL in sacks.
Dude.
Yeah,
19,
no.
I think
he's killing it. I think he's going to break the single season record at the pace he's on.
What is the single season? He's what? 5 sacks away now? He's at 19.
Like that.
Was he 19? I thought it was at 20.
I know he's at 19.
It's 22.5, held by Michael Strahan and TJ Watts.
And he's at 19.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get it.
I think he's going to do it. He's absolutely
I hate
phenomenal.
that man's still at the Browns. The Browns defense is
His
Disgusting.
next game is against the 1-11 Titans, so he might just break it that game.
It's
If
possible.
not, I hope he breaks it on the
I would
Bears.
love that.
That would be fun. Or it'd be really cool if he broke it
Yeah.
during the Bills game. Tom.
Sure.
But yeah, he's got 5
Dude, that would be
opportunities
cool.
to get 3.5 sacks.
3 sacks?
4 sacks, and he'll break it. Because what did we say? He's at 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think he's at
he just
19.
needs 4 sacks. Game over.
If only he
That's
cared about
nuts.
winning in the postseason.
Oh,
Oh, goodness.
before we end this, though.
Wait, we haven't gotten
everybody
our
got-
predictions yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Dickbag.
Okay.
I might change mine now. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay,
kidding.
change it.
No. Listen, I think it'll be a close game. Josh Allen has never beaten Joe Burrow in a head-to-head matchup. And I think I would pick the Bengals if Trey Hendrickson was playing. But since he's not, I can't because the Bengals essentially have no defense without him. So in that regard, I have the Bills 31, Bengals 28. But I could see a world where the Bengals have the upset, and you could argue this is a trap game for the Bills. So, Jimmy?
I have a wild one. Okay. I have the Bills winning.
Yours are always wild.
I know, because one of these times it's going to pan out, and you guys will be like, this fucking guy. But I have the Bills
This
winning
fucking
31-30.
Here's a guy.
Now, here's a guy. I have a winning 31-30, but I think it's going to come down to the Bengals are going to score, and they're going to be like, fuck a tie. Let's go for 2, and they're going to fucking fail.
Ooh, I like that.
Last second,
Ooh,
the
okay.
Bills are going to score, tie it at 30, and then punch one in and kick their extra point and win as time expires. I think it's going to come down to
I
the,
like
the
Fucking
wire.
put that shit on Matt Prater. He can't. He misses them.
Well, he's got to make that. So, yeah, I have 31-30
Dang.
Bills for a nice, stressful, hair-pulling game for Tom.
I don't want that. I can't keep doing that. The first half.
Well, we did it with the Chiefs for the last 4 years, so now it's your turn. You want the Bills
that'd
to
be
be in the
fine.
playoffs and do all this shit. You got to win by 1 point all season long.
Yeah.
And give yourself cardiovascular disease. It's a lot of fun.
No. Not doing
All true Chiefs fans are on a heart transplant list because they
That's
fucking
very
killed all
true.
of us.
That's true.
It's rough.
All I was gonna say before I forgot you guys, Young Ho Koo couldn't even kick a field goal. And I mean, Jackson Dart on the side, do you guys see his face? He was like, oh my God. Like, your job is you are a professional NFL kicker and you kick the ground. My guy.
I don't know how that happens. Absolutely wild.
There is like, in what were you saying before the podcast? You were saying that in his post game conference, he was saying, well, it looked like the ball was being pulled back or dropped or whatever, so I just
Yeah, and he made it sound like it was intentional what he did, but come on.
You intentionally kicked the ground with all your might? Like, you bounced your own foot off that turf?
What a Giants thing to happen this season. I honestly think the Giants are going to be a good team next year, but you've got a PSA. If you're going to watch porn, make sure your volume's off, all right? If you're not in a public setting, obviously don't watch porn. Yeah. Don't watch that in a public setting. Don't watch it at work.
Weirdos.
Can you imagine? I mean, listen, like, where else can you work where if you get caught watching porn, you're like, okay, you got to sit out the opening drive. Just a few minutes, but that's fine. It's fine. You try doing that at your 9 to 5, and you ain't going to have a job much longer.
I think there's 2 places.
Absolutely my favorite story of the year.
Other than that, you can't be doing that.
Joke. You can't.
I don't trust that rat. Dude's sketchy.
Oh, yeah, bro. He is. He's definitely sketchy. Absolutely.
He looks like he's more and more strung out every year. That costume, it's a rough one. Anyway,
The New York Giants are just entertainment all around. If you get bored and you get on Twitch, you can watch Cam Scadaboo headbutt his chair. I mean, the whole team is just absolutely bonkers. They're a fun watch. They're not good, but they're a fun watch.
they are entertaining.
Yeah. They definitely took the what everybody was doing on social. You could tell they all watch social media because they're doing exactly what everybody's like. Biggie cooked the book, what he does of Cam Scadaboo and was in college and stuff. So way to go, Cam. Way to go, Jackson Dart and the whole New York Giants.
They haven't been the same since
that.
that yacht picture, that OBJ yacht picture, bro. Really sank the franchise, set them back into the Stone Age. They haven't been right since then.
And they won't be this year or next. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, well, huge shout out to all our new subscribers and followers. And of course, the OGs who have been riding with us from the start. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Tables and Tailgates. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us, and we greatly appreciate you for that. Best way to support the show, hit that follow button, smash that like button, subscribe, share it with your crew, and ring that bell so you never miss when we drop new content. New episodes drop every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. We will see you all back here for week 15. And guys, I'm saying it again, I hope it's a good victory Monday for both of our teams. Gosh, do we both need it. But hey, that's going to do it for us. And as always, from Arrowhead to Orchard Park, thanks for joining us on Tables and Tailgates. And until next week, keep smashing tables, keep tailgating, and keep loving football.